So you might have noticed that out of hundreds of videos of me playing the harmonica that you can see here on this channel, you have never seen me actually looking at tabs while I'm playing. And this is because I'm playing everything by ear. This is a skill that you can learn too, and this gives you absolute freedom on the harmonica because music really comes from the ears and not from the eyes. And when you're able to play with your friends and you don't have to look at a piece of paper or at your phone, you can just really be inside the music and really put the emotions into the song that you're playing and just enjoy it a lot more because you are really a lot more in the moment. So there are two main methods to figure out songs by ear. I use both of them together. The first one and the simpler one is the major scale plus trial and error. The second one, the more advanced one, is what I call the solfège map method. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. That was just an example of how it sounds like. So I'm going to give you more details about the second method in the end of the video. And it's also related to my brand new app that you can already download on the Apple and the Google App Stores for your phone. It's called Learn Harmonica in 7 days. More on that later. Anyway, the first method, the major scale plus trial and error. So how do you actually develop that skill? The first step is simply to know the major scale on the harmonica. When you know the major scale, at least the middle octave, which is the sweet spot, this is where most of the songs actually happen, then you have the layout, you have the map of the notes of the harmonica, and when you are trying to figure out how a song goes, it's not like you're walking in the dark and just with your eyes shut and just bumping randomly into the walls, but you actually know where are the higher notes, where are the lower notes, so you can just start trusting your ears and figure out the melodies by ear, just using trial and error. So let's simply start by playing the major scale. You now see the tabs on the screen. We start on hole 4 below. And you would notice that there is a twist in the storyline between hole -6 and -7. Instead of just going back and forth, blow and then draw. So we draw twice. So just remember that. It will start becoming more natural to you. And I highly recommend just practice the scale up and down a little bit from time to time because this is really the most important thing on the harmonica to start figuring out songs by ear and to actually know how it works. Those notes of the major scale are basically the building blocks of pretty much any popular melody that you can think of. Only around 10 or 20% of the songs in popular rock and pop music do not use those actual scales. So just by knowing the major scale and with some trial and error, you can figure out the vast majority of your own favorite songs. So let's take a super simple melody and actually try that out. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I'm not even going to play it for you, just how you remember it from memory. Da, 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 da. And I'm going to give you a hint to start from. The first note of this melody is 4 blow. And also the second note is also 4 blow. From there, you can think, all right, the next note is higher. Where it is? Then start playing around with it. Is it going to be hole 5? Probably sounds wrong, so you keep on playing around. This is a skill that you get better with over time. So you can now even pause the video, figure out Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. You will see how it's really not pie in the sky to actually figure out your first song by ear. And now if you want, I also invite you to pause the video again and try to figure out another song that you right now have in your mind. It might be Country Roads, it might be a popular new song from Ed Sheeran. Can be all kinds of songs. You can find them most likely inside the major scale. And also something cool about the diatonic harmonica is that it's the easiest instrument of all instruments to figure out songs by ear. For example, on the piano and on the guitar, it's much harder. Why? Because the diatonic harmonica pretty much only has the notes of the scale. And on the piano and on the guitar, you have a bunch of extra notes, which just might confuse you and give you some more unnecessary options, actually, when you're trying to figure out a song's melody. Another thing I briefly mentioned is that actually this tiny instrument has 3 octaves of the major scale. And a small percentage of the songs also go a little bit into the upper octave, and the lower octave. So learning the full tabs of the harmonica will give you even more freedom because you will be able to figure out more songs by ear. And this also brings me to the fact that when you start figuring out songs by ear, you will start encountering more questions. I gave you the first step, but if you will try to figure it out on your own, you will come to learn over a long period of time, just as I did it, because I learned this scale of playing by ear all on my own over several years. So for example, you will start to learn that most songs start just on 3 simple notes on the harmonica. Also, you would come to see that some notes are missing on the diatonic harmonica. Then in some cases you have what to do with it, in some cases not. So there's a bunch of those new questions that open up, and when you answer all of them and you just know that skill much better and you practice that skill over more and more songs, you just become unbreakable. You would never need tabs for anything, and you would just be able to sit with friends and jam, and they will tell you a song, you would figure it out by ear, play it right there on the spot. And I want to tell you that if you're lucky enough to watch this video just in the first few days after I'm posting it, this coming Saturday on August 9th, I'm going to be hosting a live masterclass where for 45 minutes I'm going to give you everything, all the knowledge that took me around 12 years to understand myself, for how to play songs by ear, and specifically how to do that on the diatonic harmonica. And this is going to be free. If you're going to miss out the live event, it's not going to be free, because I'm actually going to take this masterclass and turn it into a paid product, because this is really premium knowledge. We're going to go very deep. I'm also going to teach you the more advanced method of figuring out songs by ear, which is the solfege method. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. More on that on Saturday. In order to register for the event, you can download my app, Learn Harmonica in 7 Days. It's a free app. It has some paid courses inside it, but a lot of the content inside the app is free, and it's already going to teach you a lot. There is a songbook there with a bunch of amazing songs, and you can find the app both on the App Store of Google Play and on the Apple App Store. And I worked on this for a year and a half, so I'm just very excited to launch it and to give it to the world. Already the first feedbacks from the first 1,000 downloads have been incredible. When you download the app, you will get an email with the entry link to the masterclass. And also, if you're watching this video after the first few days of posting it, you can still download the app and you can purchase your access to the masterclass, which will teach you a lot more deeply how to figure out any song by ear. So this is it, just summarizing it. The first step is to get to know the major scale really well. Just practice it a minute here, a minute tomorrow. You will see that over a few days you will really start to know it really well. And this is the first step. And then just start practicing it by trying to figure out your own favorite songs on the harmonica, and you will see how it's actually very achievable and much easier than what you probably thought. And you will see how you also get better with it over time and you start figuring out songs much faster.